Hey, while you're out, do you want to grab the original potato chips?
Is that an approved part of your diet? Come on, Jackson. You're not even out of the hospital yet, and you want to disobey the doctor's orders?
It's not my fault that the doctor's orders are stupid.
I know that you don't really mean that.
I don't really mean that. Sorry. I feel like I'm crawling out of my skin. I've been here for a week already, and I don't know how else to help myself besides munching on my favorite snack.
I can't believe the original potato chips are your favorite snack. That's so basic.
Hey, don't knock it until you try it.
Oh, I've tried it. Remember that we grew up together, and whenever Mom and Dad went to the store to buy potato chips and I wasn't there, you would always choose the original chip. Literally, the most boring, flavorless chip, and I was forced to eat my entire childhood.
Well, maybe if you weren't busy being a moody teenager, you could have come on more grocery trips.
It's not my fault that I was born 3 years before you were.
Isn't it?
Oh, shut up. Do you want the chips or not?
Yes, please. Thank you again for helping me out. You know, Naomi's been so busy.
I'm not sure I would use the word busy.
Oh, come on. You promised that you weren't going to fight with her.
And I've been keeping my promise, but only because she's not around to actually fight with.
Hey, I believed her when she said that an important work thing came up.
Well, can't she work remotely? A lot of people do nowadays, and I'm sure that if she told her work that her husband was in the hospital and had almost died, they would have given her at least a week off or something.
It happened so suddenly, and you know how difficult it is to request time off nowadays.
Sure, whatever you say.
Amy, please.
Fine, I am sorry. I don't want to upset you.
I'm not upset. Not at you. You've been so helpful this week. Seriously, I think I would have tried to escape by now if you weren't there to help me.
I'm just glad you're okay. You literally almost died. Do the doctors have any clue what happened yet?
They're not entirely sure. They definitely think it's something I ate, but they think maybe it might have been botulism or something? I'm not entirely sure. It's just a good thing that you happened to be a nurse and were there when my symptoms started.
Yeah, that's definitely a good thing. If I hadn't been there or showed up a day later, you would have been in a coma.
But thankfully, I'm not.
I guess I'm just still irked that Naomi was so against taking you to the hospital.
She doesn't like hospitals. They're full of blood and needles and all that.
She literally works in a hospital.
But she doesn't like to go there when she doesn't have to. It's not like she's a nurse like you. She just does administration stuff.
Yeah, but she's a trained nurse as well. She must have dealt with needles before. The fact that she wanted you to stay home, even though you were almost delirious with how dehydrated you were, I just can't believe her. I guess it's a good thing that she isn't a registered nurse.
Okay. I'm sure that she was as worried as you were, but she just shows it differently.
She's your wife. Don't you think that she would have been the first one to drive into the hospital? I almost had to pull her off of you in order to take you to the hospital. She wouldn't let you leave your room.
It's because she thought that moving me would be too painful for me.
Fine, I concede. If you're really so gung-ho to defend her, then I won't fight you about it anymore. Just know that everything about it was weird.
Traumatic events affect people differently.
But it's like she wasn't affected at all. It's like she didn't even care. And now she hasn't seen you in the hospital since you were admitted.
Everything's fine. I'm sure you're just reading into things more. It's what you're supposed to do. You're a nurse.
Yes, which is why I know that you're probably not supposed to have potato chips. You've only just begun to be able to keep your food down. They just removed the tube feeder yesterday.
Ew, don't remind me. Yeah, sure. Laugh at the guy who almost died.
Fine. I'm almost on my way back.
Okay, great. Because the shows are the exact same as when I was first admitted 7 days ago. I'm literally about to attempt an escape.
I would find you and then tie you back down to the bed.
It's not my fault. Not only am I stuck in this hospital room, but I was supposed to be on vacation right now.
You weren't supposed to fly out until 2 more days from now.
Yeah, but everyone knows that the vacation starts way before you get on the plane.
It sucks that you guys had to cancel it. Your 5th anniversary trip.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised that Naomi wanted to go anywhere. I've been trying to get her to travel the entire time we've been together, but she's always refused. I guess the travel bug must have finally bit her, and she wanted to go all the way to Spain. That's pretty intense for someone who's never left the country before.
Yeah, did she ever say what inspired her to choose Spain for your anniversary trip?
No idea. By the time she told me, most of it had been booked.
Oh, so she was the one that surprised you with it?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I was the one that always mentioned that we should go somewhere for one of our anniversaries. And the 5th one is a pretty big milestone in terms of marriage nowadays.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, maybe you should talk to her and ask if you can reschedule. The doctor thinks you should be back up and on your feet and back to normal within the next month or so.
Wow, was it really that serious?
I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but you did literally almost die.
I know, but it's just wild that I somehow feel fine 7 days later. I mean, not fine, more tired than I've ever been in my life, but better than I expected from someone who was on death's door.
The body is funny like that. When you start receiving treatment and your body begins to feel even a little bit better, your mind kind of does the rest of it and makes it seem like you're 100% fine. Which is why people strain themselves so much after an injury. They think they're fine, but really, they need to heal more.
Anyways, I'll talk to Naomi. It won't exactly be on our anniversary, but it could be a combined trip celebrating our 5th anniversary and me surviving this whole ordeal.
Yeah, definitely talk to her. Okay, I'm about to get into the car. I'll be back in around 15 minutes.
With the potato chips?
Yes, with your gross, flavorless potato chips.
Yay! Hey babe, my sister had the best idea. Funnily enough. Naomi? Hello? Are you okay? You should have been back from work a couple of hours ago.
Yes, I'm fine. What do you want?
Oh, tough day at work?
No, I actually had a pretty good day. What do you need?
Are you gonna come see me?
Why?
Oh, I don't know. No particular reason. Besides the fact that I am your husband and I am in the hospital.
I thought you understood when I told you that I had a very important work thing coming up and I'll be busy all week.
Yeah, I understand that. But aren't you done with work right now?
Maybe I'm taking work home with me.
Well, are you?
Why do you want to know?
Okay, I feel like we're getting off on the wrong foot. How was your day?
I don't know. It was good. Why do you want to know?
Okay, it seems like something's up. Is everything okay with you?
Yes, everything's fine with me. Why do you care?
Are you sure everything's fine? Because you sound really upset right now.
Am I not allowed to be upset?
No, of course not. Just kidding.
Is this conversation gonna go anywhere?
Wow, tough crowd.
So funny.
But seriously, what's going on?
I guess I have a lot on my mind. Can't you just leave it alone?
Okay, I guess.
Is that everything? You just wanted to bother me some more?
No, I didn't know I was bothering you in the first place.
Well, you are, so please stop.
Okay, I'll get right to the point. My sister had a great idea. Do you know how we were supposed to go on our anniversary vacation in like 2 days?
Yes?
Well, she had a great idea that we can just reschedule it. I don't know if you've canceled it or not already, but she was thinking that we can just reschedule for a little later in the month. Technically, she said like a month from now, but I'm sure I'll be fine in like 3 weeks' time.
About that.
If you've already canceled it, that's fine. We can just rebook it for later in the month. I still really want to take the vacation.
No, what I wanted to tell you is that I am still going on it.
What?
I'm still going on the trip.
Wait, let me get this straight. You're still going on our anniversary trip without me?
Well, yeah. I thought, why should we waste such a perfectly planned trip? I mean, it was perfectly planned until...
It's for our anniversary. Don't you think I need to be there in order for it to be our anniversary trip?
I don't know. I was going to swing by after I was done packing today, but you kept texting me and it was getting annoying.
What? You were going to pack your bags and then on the way to the airport, you were going to tell me? Do you know how insane that is?
You're making this a way bigger deal than it needs to be.
No, I'm not. My wife is leaving me in the hospital after I almost died to go on an anniversary trip that we had booked to go on together.
Well, technically, I was the one that booked it.
That's so not the point. You were seriously about to leave me?
You're making it sound like I'm doing something bad. It's a trip. I'll be back in like 2 weeks.
2 weeks? I thought our trip was only for a week. How did you swing 2 weeks off of work?
What do you mean?
Well, it just seems that getting time off of work was impossible when it comes to me being in a hospital.
I already had the time booked off. It's not like I could take another week before the 2 weeks off, could I?
I guess, but that doesn't make me feel any better.
Is everything supposed to be about you?
No, that's not what I meant. But it does make a little sense considering that I'm still in the hospital after nearly dying.
Can you stop bringing that up about you nearly dying?
I'm sorry if it upsets you, but it's true. The doctors told me. Amy told me. It was pretty serious, and it was a close call. And now you're going on some trip? After you haven't seen me all week in the hospital, you're planning some trip.
I planned this way before you ended up in the hospital. Am I supposed to just give up everything for you?
That's not what I'm asking for. I'm just asking that you show that you care a little.
You're making me the villain here. I'm not the villain.
You could have fooled me.
What? You're crazy. What does that even mean?
What?
What? It just sounded like you heard or suspected something. Something probably not true.
What does that even mean?
Do you know what? Maybe I will come and see you. Just to come and visit for a couple of hours. I'll finish packing tomorrow.
Are you serious? What? You think coming to visit me for a couple of hours is going to make up for the fact that you're going on our anniversary trip?
You know what? I'm trying to do something nice for you, and you're just throwing it back in my face. You know, I've had a few disappointments these last couple of weeks. You should really ease up on me.
Oh, wow. I'm so sorry that you are the one that's having a tough time. Not like I'm lying in the hospital after I nearly died because of the food we ate.
Food you ate.
Yeah, it's actually confusing, don't you think?
What? Of course not. You're being silly.
Am I? I just can't understand it now that you mentioned it. How did I get sick while you were fine?
Okay, they must have you on some pretty high pain medication, right? Let's just forget that this conversation even happened. I'll come to visit you. I'll bring your favorite barbecue chips. It'll be fine.
I like the original trip.
What?
I like the original potato chip. I don't like barbecue. We've been married for 5 years, and we dated for 2 years before that. I would have thought you would have known that by now.
What? You're getting mad at me now because I don't know your favorite stupid potato chip?
You know what? Don't come by the hospital. I don't want to see you.
Fine, but when you start complaining about me being on this trip, just remember that you didn't do what you're supposed to do.
What does that even mean?
Just never mind, will you?
Fine.
Fine.
Hey.
Hey, is everything okay? What's up?
Are you busy? I know that you usually read a bedtime story to Claire right now.
What? Why? Did you want me to FaceTime her so that she can talk to you? You always feel better after talking to Claire.
No, not right now. It's probably best not to talk to her right now.
Wait, why? Did the doctor say anything? I'm on my way to the hospital.
No. Sorry. Nothing like that. Doctors think I'm healing just fine still. No, I guess I just need someone to talk to you about a fight I had with Naomi.
Oh, Naomi finally stopped by? On what, day 7 or day 8 in the hospital?
No, she didn't come to the hospital. But after you mentioned that we should postpone our trip so that we can go on it later, I thought it was a good idea, so I was texting her.
And? What did she say? How did you end up having a fight?
You're never going to believe this, but she's still planning on taking the trip.
You mean like in a couple of weeks? Isn't that a good thing?
No, she is still planning on taking a trip. The one that leaves Saturday night.
What? I know that you're getting discharged sometime tomorrow, but taking a trip that soon after is not good.
No, you're misunderstanding. She's taking the trip without me.
What?
Yeah, my sentiments exactly.
No, you must have misheard her. What kind of spouse would do something like that? That's so messed up.
Yeah, no kidding. And I didn't misunderstand her. She made it pretty clear that the trip didn't go to waste, and so she was going to go on it.
You have got to be kidding me. That should be illegal, right?
For a spouse to take a trip by themselves? No, it's not illegal. But if it's not a business trip, certainly weird, don't you think?
You don't think she's cheating on you, do you?
Honestly, I think that would be a better option.
Why do you say that?
Because the alternative is much worse.
What? What are you talking about?
I don't want to sound crazy, and I need you to just listen and not say anything for this next bit.
Okay. But I got to say, Jackson, you're kind of scaring me.
I know, I'm sorry. But you know I wouldn't say something like this until I was more certain than not, right?
Say what?
Well, I never thought about it much until she actually brought it up. When we were arguing, I told her how messed up it was that she was going on this trip without me, who was lying in bed after nearly dying after eating something we ate.
Okay.
Then she responds with, something you ate. Like I was the one that ate something different than her. Or something. I don't know.
I'm still not seeing what the worst alternative is.
Well, think about it. In the days leading up to my almost death, Naomi and I ate the exact same thing. We didn't go out to dinner, we ate the same breakfast, and it was over the weekend when we were eating the same lunch. Now, if it was something like botulism, then wouldn't Naomi have gotten sick as well?
Yes. Wait, you're not actually suggesting what I think you're suggesting, right?
Yes, I might be. We had the exact same thing, Amy.
You're absolutely sure? Like you didn't eat creamed corn when she didn't or something?
No, she's the one that makes our plates, and our plates always look exactly the same. Of course, my portions are so much bigger than hers, but it's always the same food.
Wait, she's the one that makes your food? I thought she hated cooking.
Well, she did up until a couple of months ago. Then she started making food. At first, I really didn't like to eat when she made it because she wasn't the best at it. But then she got really good, and she would make a fuss whenever I didn't finish off my plate.
Okay, well, this is really weird. This is also a really serious accusation. Do you honestly think that Naomi would have poisoned you?
I don't want to say yes for sure, but she also happened to start thinking about life insurance about 6 months ago.
What?
Basically, she came up to me one day and mentioned something about life insurance. We had never put much thought into it, and I thought she was just being smart and looking out for the both of us. But maybe she was just looking out for herself.
This is crazy.
I know, which is why I don't want to think of it at all.
This is like a textbook, though. I mean, I knew that you and Naomi have been on the rocks for a little bit, but I thought that this anniversary trip was supposed to solve that.
So did I. That's why I agreed with Spain in the first place. I mean, I've never been to Spain. For an anniversary trip, I think I would like to go somewhere I've traveled to before. You know, being able to show my wife around a little bit.
Yeah, and now she's going on the trip by herself.
And not only that, the final piece of the puzzle, whenever I bring up my getting sick, she always acts really strangely. Like laughing it off and saying I'm crazy. And then she'll try and change the subject.
Wait, did you confront her about this?
No, I just mentioned something about what happened, and she could feel weird. Like paranoid or whatever.
Where is Naomi right now?
I don't know. I think that she should be packing. Unless it's Friday.
Yeah, your flight leaves tomorrow.
Sorry, these medications that they're giving me, I barely know what day it is. I thought I had talked to her today, but it turns out I was talking to her yesterday. We need to do something.
That's okay. We still have a day left. Does Naomi go anywhere Friday night?
Yes, there's always Friday dinner at her parents' place. It's something that we agreed to do after her parents helped us buy our house.
Okay. How long do those usually last?
She should still be there for like another hour or so.
Great. I'm gonna go over and take a look through your house.
Wait, what?
Trust me. If I could find any evidence, then we can confirm with the cops and get her arrested.
Are you serious?
Are you serious? You need to be sure before I break into your house to look for signs of her poisoning you.
Yes, I'm sure. Go ahead. And you don't need to break in. The code on the door is 3628.
Okay, I'll let you know when I find something.
If you find, don't you mean?
When I find something. I always had a bad feeling about Naomi. This will be a confirmation, honestly.
Are you nearly packed up and ready to leave?
This again? You honestly need to learn to let things go.
You're leaving me to go on our anniversary trip alone.
Just shut up. I'm really excited about this trip, and you've already ruined it enough.
What? By surviving?
What? Okay, you're seriously stressing me out.
Are you almost done packing?
Almost. God, why do you need to know? You don't need to know every little thing that's happening to me. You are literally so intrusive. I can't believe that it didn't work.
What didn't work?
Just nothing. I just need time away from you. I thought I would have had a lot more time, but I was wrong.
Oh, you'll have plenty of time away from me. In prison.
Huh?
The cops are on their way to arrest you. I just needed to make sure you were at the house.
What? Arrest me for what? You're crazy.
Because you poisoned me.
You must really be out of it, honey. Let me stop by the hospital to help you with your medication.
Stay away from me. You can't get into the room anyways because they have a cop posted by the door.
Why the hell did you get the cops involved?
Because you tried to poison me.
You can't prove anything.
Can't I? My sister stopped by the house last night while you were at your parents' for dinner. She found the rat poison and the printouts on how to poison someone. Plus, you printed out the sheets of instructions about rat poison from your job. They keep track of what you look up, by the way.
What?
Yeah, my sister's a nurse, in case you forgot. She knows how to access the systems.
That's an invasion of my privacy.
If I were you, I'd be more concerned with the cops that are about to arrest you.
I'll be long gone by the time they get here. Why do you think I chose Spain? I can access the rest of Europe so easily from there. I'll just keep hiding. You should have just died, and it would have made my life so much easier. I didn't know that your sister would be stopping by. God, you both suck.
Yeah. You won't get as far as the airport. The police will be arriving any minute. But have fun dreaming of Spain from behind prison bars. Turns out Naomi barely made it to her car. The cops found her and arrested her with 2 suitcases in her hands. And in the suitcases, the evidence of the poisoning. She was planning on getting rid of the evidence on the way to the airport. From there, the trial went by pretty quickly, and she was sentenced to 3 years for attempted murder. I was sent home a couple of days after Naomi's arrest. My sister came over and got rid of all the food in the house and replaced everything that I would consume. Then she did a big cleanup of the house. After all was said and done, there were a lot of Naomi's belongings still in the house, so we decided to burn them. Now that Naomi is safely behind bars and I want a settlement, I'm planning on taking a trip. And you know what? Spain does sound pretty nice.